What's up, everyone? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to my channel. I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. You guys know the drill. Before we get started, please hit the like, subscribe, your notification bell, and share the video because that's how others find me here on YouTube. Then follow me on all platforms at DYANAROZAY. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. So let's get it started. Okay, we're doing a review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is solo, unfortunately. My sister and I had some crazy schedules this week, but we'll be sure to come back on Sunday and give you guys the sister review, okay? So let's get it started. First up, we have the Scotts, Kimmy, Maurice, and Micah. They talk a little bit about the build out, and then Micah leaves. And then Kimmy and Maurice have a weird conversation about Tisha taking a pregnancy test. Now, when Tisha told it to Kimmy, Kimmy thought she was stupid for even thinking she was pregnant. So it's crazy that it would even stick in her mind to share with Maurice. But then I realized it gave Maurice an opportunity to talk about that 2-for-1 vasectomy that him and Marceau got in season 1. And we're not going to pretend like Kimmy wasn't 47 or 48 years old when he elected to have that surgery. So that vasectomy didn't become urgent until his good friend Martell had a side baby. And now he's going on and off the Love and Marriage Huntsville platform to talk about his needs and how Kimmy isn't meeting them. But Kimmy seems to flip the tables, and she tells Maurice what she's attracted to. She says she likes a man with calluses on his hands and veins in his arms. She tells him that she's tired of taking the trash up to the curb. Basically, you need to be more of a man with an M and less of a ban with a B. Then Maurice, with his soft hands, just said he's not about that life anymore. He's a lawyer. Then Kimmy lets him know that they're going to go see a therapist to see if they can get their intimacy back on track. But last year, when Dr. Francis recommended they go to therapy, Kimmy said there's no hope for Maurice. And now it also sounds like she's saying in an undercover way that Maurice lacks for her spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and now this young man who is over a decade younger than her even lacks physically. Tisha and Stormy meet up at a junkyard of sorts. It's supposed to be Tisha's realty office, but there doesn't seem to be any progress, just more junk added to the space, like those chairs. Anyway, these two start off talking about Tisha and Kiki's estranged relationship. Tisha said that there is no chance they will ever repair it. She's done. And Stormy seems really put off by her stance. Now, Tisha does admit that she has not seen her cousin doing any drugs. However, she's willing to bet money that Kiki has fallen off the wagon. In confessional, Stormy said that Tisha has no right to accuse Kiki of anything if she doesn't have any proof, but she does show her a little compassion in the meeting. But if we all want to keep it 100, Kiki embarrassed the mess out of Tisha, and she can't forgive anybody for embarrassing her, with the exception of Marceau and her mama. Then Tisha just voluntarily announces that her husband took a boys' trip to Colombia, and he did it on their anniversary. Then Stormy hints that that vasectomy would have come in real handy down there. She said Colombia is known for brothels. Now, Tisha catches an attitude in confessional, but just last season, she was making a big deal out of having date night every Thursday, rain, snow, sleet, or hail. Now they're spending anniversaries in different countries. Make it make sense, child. Then the audience got a chance to watch Tisha turn into Benjamin Button. Emotionally, that woman went from 40-something to 9 years old right before our eyes. Stormy was looking for a little accountability from Tisha for plagiarizing her return policy and putting it on the Mila and Macy website, which, by the way, I checked out again right before this review, and there is no way Tisha had a web designer. And Stormy should have laid her out for her and Marceau implying that they used her web designer. Tisha's website is as basic can be. But Tisha was standing on, she's not apologizing because she didn't do it. She paid someone to do it. And it wasn't until Stormy said, but girl, the mess you created had people questioning my business, that Tisha decided to eke out an apology. Next, we have Chris Fletcher visiting his wife to discuss the meeting that he had with Chris Jr. Nell asked, "Did he tell you when he was going to give me back my money?" Chris said no, but when he attempted to tell her what they talked about, Nell took that opportunity to tell her husband everything that irks the hell out of her about Chris Jr. She said that he doesn't take accountability. He doesn't like to hear the truth about himself, that when he does have money, he's in the streets without a care in the world. But when he's in trouble, he has to come to her to bail him out, and he's doing things that requires 2 lawyers to keep him free. She also said that Chris is angry because he's getting older and he has no real career plan, and that he squandered away a possible football career because he didn't answer the college letters. That's when her husband said, "Well, I was there, so do you mind if I get a word in?" And Chris tells her that he had a very emotional meeting with their son and that he's asking for counseling and that the family lighten up on him because he's exhibiting behaviors that he's depressed. Nell said that she will cut him a break and she agrees to help him get therapy. Now, I know that Melody said that she was cool with Tisha in this scene, and she has never denied that her and Kimmy have bumped heads before, that they tend to disagree about some things, but that they deal with it in the moment, and that's where it stays. But I could tell that the ladies were not feeling each other when they taped on this day. I could feel the vibe oozing from my TV screen. So these three have agreed to work on their relationship. And what we're seeing right now with these ladies is a major accomplishment. However, they still have work to do. So when Melody had invited the girls out to the gym, Mel confided in Kimmy that she felt Tisha had a problem with her. Tisha was dishing out major attitude, so Kimmy decided to get the girls together for pedicures. Now Kimmy gets it started. She knows exactly what she wants to talk about, so she asked Melody, "What have you been up to?" Then she directly asked her about the name-changing ceremony. She said, "Mel, we all saw it. You posted it to social media." Then she took it all the way back to season 1 and said, "You use social media like it's your personal diary." Now, it felt like everybody had their guards up anyway, but you could tell there was a look that came over Melody's face. Like, oh, that's what we doing? And unlike Tisha, when she turned into Benjamin Button with Stormy, here is where we see the personal growth in Mel. See, with the three of them together, it's easy to fall back into old habits. Tisha and Kimmy were probably counting on triggering that old Melody, the one that used to plead with them and try to get him to see things her way. There was no pleading this time. She was just straight and direct. Mel said that I invited mostly family and a few close friends. And Kimmy caught that shade. She understood right away that she didn't make the cut. And the offense was visible. It read all over Kimmy's face. Now, Tisha actually wanted to laugh a little bit, but she kept it cool. In confessional, she said, "I didn't expect to be invited, but Kimmy did." And she suggested that Kimmy probably thought they were closer because Mel threw her the cancer-free party. Mel did offer an explanation. She said, "Well, your husbands are still friends with my ex. And in order to avoid the mess that would surely come from inviting all of y'all, I wasn't about to do it." Now that's when Kimmy decided to be slick and take another jab. She said, "Well, was it everything you wanted?" To which Mel smiled and said, "Everything and more." So Kimmy didn't rattle Mel's cage like she wanted to, so she decided to take another shot at it. Then she asked Melody how she felt about having a different last name than her children. She even suggested that it could place a stigma on the child and leave Mel out of advancement for employment opportunities, like Mel was applying for lead auditor at HUD. That's when Mel took the kill shot. She reminded Kimmy that she was actually the baby mama and that Mel's own children knows what it is and what it was. Checkmate. In this last scene, we get a double date between Stormy and her husband Courtney and Tisha and Marceau. It was actually arranged when Stormy had met with Tisha at her realty junkyard. But Tisha and Marceau show up late as usual, this time 90 minutes late. And Stormy was agitated as hell but she was pretending to be okay. We figure it all out at the end, but that's a bad personality trait to have, to be able to pretend like you're okay and then fly into a fit of anger or rage. I'm not even sure that Courtney knew it was coming. But when Tisha and Marceau finally get there, everybody's hugging each other and acting like everything's cool. And then they start to rehash the dumb stuff. Stormy calling Marceau the B word. Courtney asking Marceau to speak nice to him. And while all this is going on, Stormy is progressively becoming a volcano ready to erupt. In fact, we watch her morph into Destiny Payton right before our eyes. Marceau says something about ignoring her, and then she tells him, if you do, I'm gonna throw water in your face like Kiki did to Tisha. And that's when you know that Stormy can't fake it anymore. She don't like Tisha, and now Tisha knows it. Then Stormy decides that she's just gonna stop filming, so she walks away. And she tried to cuten it up and said, well, I got something to do, and Courtney, you stay here. But baby, no. You threw a tantrum, and production definitely picked it up. They didn't even let you do a doggone confessional to explain yourself. And that is how the episode ends. You guys, let me know what y'all think in the comments, okay? Talk to me, like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit your notification bell, share the video too, and I will check you all out on the next one.